He's finally here. Oh my goodness, he's finally here. They made me wait so long. They made me wait so long for him. By so long, I mean like, you know, like an extra month and a half. But whatever. I mean, in default time, that's enough time for a character to just be worse than if they had come out, you know, a month and a half earlier. But he's finally here. I'm so happy. And he's featured on a stage that's like, honestly, a little bit weird to feature him on. But anyway, we'll get to that. As you can tell, this is another audio commentary over a DFFOO video. And this time I'm bringing you Auron soloing the Transcendence Reprise number 5. This corresponds with Transcendence tier number 11. And I wanted to continue my series of just reusing the comps that I did for the original tiers, but I mean, it's Auron's release, man. I gotta do a solo video, so I might do another video with my original comp. But while we're here, I can go ahead and explain the mechanics of this fight. So, when their force gauge reaches, what's that, 20? Yeah, it's happening right now. They'll inflict a few debuffs, but it's not really anything too consequential. Attack down, defense down, brave damage taken up. With Auron here, we have some pretty decent mitigation, so it's not really an issue. However, once they get to 50%, they will start absorbing all physical and magical damage. And the way to get around that is to use some type of elemental imperil, which is, this is wild, man. Okay, they're featuring Auron and Sarah, right? And then they make sure that both of those characters get locked out at 50% without some kind of help from another character. It's just, I don't know, it's weird decision making in terms of where they put Auron, but honestly most of their decision making with Auron is a little bit strange, but that's you know, another topic. Anyway, for that reason, we brought the Chocobo summon, which charges pretty quickly, especially because Auron is countering, you know, all day. So we've intentionally refrained from using Auron's EX because we don't want to delay them. We want them to take more turns so that Auron counters more, so the summon gauge charges faster. The Chocobo summon gauge charges faster than all the other, well, most of the other summons, and that allows us to go into summon before the enemy reaches 50%, which allows us to charge our gauge because our gauge charges faster in summon, and so we can activate our FR before the enemy reaches 50% force gauge, so we don't have to worry about Auron's attacks being absorbed. So that's nice. I wish I had been able to think about this on my own, but I woke up this morning after trying to solve this with Auron last night and just getting destroyed, and I saw a Simply Lost video where he had used the strategy of the Chocobo summon. So I was like, okay, well now I've got to record a video of me doing it as well because it's Auron. He's my favorite character, if you couldn't tell from the intros to my videos. So here it is. Honestly, from here on out, it's just kind of, you can pretty much press whatever button you want. I have Auron's BT, and I'm going to use his BT finisher so I can start using his special HP attack. But you really don't need Auron's BT in order to solve this with him. In Simply's video, he didn't have Auron's BT. He just had an FR-only Auron. It works just fine. Let's see, is there anything else about this strategy that I need to explain? Not really. The LD call that we brought is not going to get used, so that's not really important. I do have the Black Crystal D3 passive. I'm not sure if you actually need that in order to solo this stage with Auron. I would imagine that you don't, honestly. I do also have all of Auron's speed passives unequipped and his Guiding Tachi equipment passive, which is for his Purgatory ability. I have that unequipped because it will give Auron a speed up buff, which we don't want. Same with Banishing Blade Light. That's unequipped, so his skill 1 doesn't give him, or doesn't have high turn rate on it. Now, as much as Auron is my favorite character in terms of just Final Fantasy, I think the devs made a little bit of a mess of him in this game. He just has, his kit is just like a jumble of weirdness, and he doesn't really stand out, as much as I hate to say it. When you think about counter units, other characters like Gladio, even though he doesn't have an FR, Gladio will stay alive through pretty much anything. Auron can definitely die. In fact, I've gotten Auron killed a couple of times on this fight, which is wild. Galoof also doesn't have an FR, but he's not going to die, and he's going to do a better job of protecting the party. I remember when Braska's final Aeon fight came out, back when Braska's FR was first released. I ran Auron for that stage, and the boss had a threshold where it would dispel its own debuffs and then hit you with a threshold attack. And if Auron was your only mitigation, you would just get clapped. He absolutely smashed my team. I ended up having to use a different team. That probably wouldn't have happened if I was using Gladio or Glaive. Of course, there are some more modern defensive counter units that we have, such as Beatrix and Rubicante. And from a defensive standpoint and a counterattack standpoint, Rubicante just completely knocks Auron out of the water. Like, Rubicante probably isn't going to die because of his FR effect. He's got way more HP damage cap up, well, 20% more. But he can also charge the gauge. He has on-demand healing. He's just, if you're looking for a counter unit, Rubicante is just better. Beatrix is another one that comes to mind. If you have Beatrix's BT effect, your party's just not going to die. You use her special HP attack and then go into her BT finisher, and your party's just super, super cozy for a long time. Auron, they didn't rework his counter, which is okay. His counter is still quite strong. 3 split AoE HP attacks is still pretty good. It just doesn't feel good when Rubicante has 6 split HP attacks, but you know, whatever. His BT basically just makes it so that his on-turn damage is a little bit stronger, but honestly his BT's too short. 6 turns is like, I don't know, man, it's not enough. Like, the way that I plan on using him is I'll go into his BT phase to get the effect up initially, and then when I activate his FR, I can just use his BT finisher when his BT effect is going to run out. But I don't get how he got 6 turns when characters like Rubicante and Beatrix got 8 turns, and I don't know, it's just a little bit weird. Also, his kit has always been just like a mishmash of weirdness. So I finished telling you about how I had to unequip a bunch of passives, including like ability and equipment passives, in order to make him a better counter unit. You just can't press his EX during force time because it delays. Like, why? Why did they? I don't know. I feel like they've just been kind of flying by the seat of their pants when it comes to designing Auron's kit, but you know, Auron's my boy. I'm still going to keep using him. Favorite character. I'm going to make him work. I'm glad that he's here. I'm glad that he can solo this event, even though it's definitely an outdated event. They have like no HP, as you can tell by the fact that they're almost dead. But anyway, yeah. Honestly, that's about all that I have to say. The bosses are going to be dead in just a few seconds here. There goes Boss B. And Boss A is going to be going down pretty much, well, when he attacks next. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you pulled for Auron. I'm still excited that he's here. I'm still planning on using him in a few team comps, and frankly, I'm going to use him as much as I can. I specifically spent some time getting the D3 Black Passive just for him, and I'm so happy that he's here. If you enjoyed the run, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I plan to keep uploading videos, and until then, I'll catch you later.